Welcome to the Lose Your Ass podcast. Here on this beautiful Monday, April 20th. We are ready for a big show tonight. Fresh off
It's
of our
draft
mock
week.
draft. Yes, it is.
It's
Beautiful.
officially draft week.
Absolutely. We just came fresh off our mock draft over the past couple days. We are prepared. We are ready. We have our research planned, and we have our insiders, aka ourselves. Uh, But yeah, this is super exciting, and tonight we're going to be discussing I would say our best bets and our worst bets. We're going to be going through some of the top bets available to take this week for the NFL draft, and we're going to be doing some of the what was it?
We're gonna do buy and sell some of these hot rumors that are coming out. The Wonderlic test just came out. All these new developments for the draft have come out, and we're just here to fill you guys in. We're gonna have some fun tonight, though. Starting with our bets. James, are you ready for this? I know that you are the pro when it comes to this stuff. I'm just the novice.
I'm prepped. I have cleared out my bank account. I'm ready to lay some bottles of Poland Spring this week.
You already lay some. Got it. That's the main thing. So let's start off with our quarterbacks and their draft position. Obviously, everyone knows Joe Burrow is going number one. He is minus 100,000. I believe it's 100,000 right now, or 10,000. Yes. Sorry, 10,000 right now to go first overall. So that's a boring pick. We're avoiding Joe Burrow. He's going to get enough publicity as it is.
Absolutely. No reason to discuss the inevitable.
Exactly. So let's go with the Alabama quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, and currently FanDuel Sportsbook. Tua's draft position at 5.5. Do we see him going over or under? James, what are you hitting me with?
I'm taking under 5.5. I have the Dolphins in my mock, taking them at 5. And there's a potential for a trade up so a team can grab him earlier. I think under 5.5 is the best bet here. At minus 126, I think that's a great bet. You're not risking more. Under 5.5 is a solid choice. I can't see him going past 5.5.
Yeah, and I know there was rumors about him hitting a 13 on the Wonderlic, which is not a good score. Which that theory was quickly debunked. I believe he has a 19, which isn't great, but it's not a bad score. A lot of people are saying that has been leaked by a team with a higher draft pick or lower draft pick, depending on how you look at it, with higher up in the draft than the Dolphins. So I think that the Dolphins are still going to take him for every reason that I said in our mock draft. So I'm going to go with the under 5.5 as well. I think that that's a good. And the under 5.5 is currently at minus 126, while over 5.5 is currently at 102.
Yes.
So, no, minus 102, sorry.
I think you take the $24 more of a risk for just risk a little bit more here with the 126, and that's the best bet out of that. This actually might be one of my best bets for the week.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that is where that's probably where he's going to go, unless I see something completely. The only thing that scares me is they haven't really been able to get in touch with doctors because of everything going on in the world. But we did see that little snippet of a video, and he was moving around great. Plus, with the Dolphins, as I always say, they did re-sign Ryan Fitzpatrick, so they have a year cushion for him to get better and to learn under one of the best journeymen in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So with that pick, we're both going under. We're hammering it down at under 5.5.
I might lay a big amount on that one.
Yeah, that's, I mean, for sure. And then we got Justin Herbert coming in with the same exact odds. Sportsbook has him going at 5.5 as well. This one is where it gets tricky. What do you think?
I have it with the over 5.5, and it just over 5.5. I have him going at number 6 to the Chargers. I think this will be the pick that they take him with. I don't see him jumping Tua, and he will not jump Joe Burrow. So I do see him slipping over 5.5 to either the 6th pick. Yeah, it'll be the 6th pick. I'm pretty confident in that. I think he'll. That's a solid pick for me. Over 5.5 makes the most sense. I don't see him being a top 5 player, but I don't see him being a top 10. I mean, I see him coming in before the top 10.
Yeah, for sure, and I can tell.
If this number was a little bit higher,
it's tough for me. This is the one. Oh yeah, for sure. It's tough for me. I have him with the trade, and I don't know. I know the Jaguars, I think, like him as well. So yes. I can see a team. As you know, I had the Chargers moving up to grab him with the 4th pick. Trading with your Giants.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go Justin Herbert under 5.5.
Herbert.
I'm gonna go with him under. There's also rumors about him jumping Tua, just based on his fear about Tua's injury. But yeah, it's a tentative under. I'm probably gonna stay away from that.
Okay. Yeah, that's if anything, for your side, I would steer clear.
Yeah, I'm gonna steer clear.
Shocking. That one he could go anywhere in that 1 through 10 spot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd stay away from it. It's a tentative under though for me. Both of these odds are at -112.
Right.
All right, and now we have someone who was on my boom list, who I love, and that was no pun intended, with Jordan Love. And we got him at 19.5. What are you feeling?
I'm starting to think that these bookmakers are just messing with me.
I know you have him going 20.
Number 5, and they decide to go over under 5.5. I had Herbert at number 6, and they go over under 5.5. And remarkably, I have Jordan Love going number 20, and they have it at over 19.5.
Yeah, I don't have Jordan.
I'm gonna have them taking him over 19.5 because I thought I had him earlier than most of the experts to begin with, if I recall.
Yeah.
And
I think you did.
Yeah, and my pick is under extreme circumstances that Jacksonville ends up with that pick.
Right,
so
right.
I'm gonna over 19.5.
Yeah, I don't have him in my mock draft going, and that's a big regret on my going in the first round. And that's a big regret on my side of the fence with that. But I do think he's going to go over, because I think I wouldn't be surprised if a team like New Orleans, NOLA grabbed him, or a team like the Packers did grab him. I don't think they are, but I wouldn't be surprised. So I am going to go with the over on this one as well, which is at -200, and the under is +154. I think you got to go with the over here.
Yep. I think that's a smart bet. I have him going high in the draft, and It's still over that number.
Yeah, it's this draft is tough to make those decisions, but I'm gonna go with that he go over um if he does get, I can't. There's the teams that are below 19, other than the Jaguars, but I don't think the Jaguars are going to grab him with their ninth pick with talent
No.
that's around, and that's
Yep.
the only team. Maybe the Raiders at 19 will take him, but I mean the Raiders have two QBs who are mediocre, so I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough decision. That's another one I'd probably stay away from, but I would definitely go with an over.
I could also see the Raiders waiting for a quarterback until next year. So.
Oh yeah, and that was my thing with the Jaguars too. Is I could see them waiting for that Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, that class to
Right.
to find their quarterback of the future. I just don't see it's. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the over.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna go with you on this one. Just makes the most sense on that. So now from the top four of the top three of the top four quarterbacks to a guy from Washington who a lot of people are very impressed with, Jacob Eason. He's sitting at 47.5. What are you feeling, James? Just letting you know, at 47 is the Falcons.
Ooh. Oh. That's a really, really rough pick. I'm going to have him. I'm going to take the value here at plus 108. And because the Falcons have that 47th pick, I'm going to take him at under 47.5 plus $108. Take the value on that because I do think it could be one of those little surprise picks.
And the Falcons have two picks not too far. I believe they have the 34th and the 44th. So the 34th and the 44th. And they are probably also looking for their quarterback of the future after Phillip Rivers retires. So I think that's not too far off. Also, the Bears are at 43.
Yeah. I think it would make sense to take him under 47.5, especially at plus value.
You know what? I'm actually going to go with you on that. Just for the value and because I can see a team like the Colts or the Bears picking him up.
Okay.
So I'm in agreement with you on that.
All right. Next up, we have Fromm.
Jake Fromm. I know in your draft you had him going in the first round.
Yeah, I'm gonna slam the under on this one for very much the same reasons that you just said. There's a few teams that are still gonna pick up one of these quarterbacks, and we're talking about Jacob Eason being under 47.5. I think Fromm comes in I hope he comes in the first round to help out my $50 of Poland Spring bet. I could see both of them going early second round to mid second round, and over 61.5. You're talking about nearing the third round. I don't see that.
Yeah, no, that's you're right. It's nearing the third round, and again, Tennessee Titans have that pick. I wouldn't be. Maybe Tennessee brings in a quarterback too, just knowing Tannehill's.
Right.
His track record. Yes, he had a great season last season, but remember how you had Marcus Mariota as your starter, and then your backup came in and helped you all this way. So I don't think Tennessee's going to go that route. I wouldn't be surprised. LA is also at 57, and I think a lot of people, because Jared Goff got paid, think that he's going to be their future when he's been having terrible. He's terrible. Sorry, he's terrible. I wouldn't be surprised if LA grabbed one, and Chicago again is at 50 here. So maybe Chicago grabs Jake Fromm. No, looking for, and don't be surprised if New England finds a way to get back into the second round and grab him. That's a total. This guy is a total Bill Belichick player.
Well, New England will
I'm
be
also gonna go.
that pick with the Giants.
Right. You're right. With the pick with the Giants. Right. Of course. How could I forget that? I'm gonna go with under with you as well. For the plus 106, just because I think that there is a bunch of teams that have questionable QB. Who's going to be their QB? And I don't think Chicago has the answer. I don't think LA has the answer. I don't think
All right.
Pittsburgh. I'm looking to see Pittsburgh doesn't have the answer. So I mean, obviously Ben Roethlisberger is your quarterback for now, but you need to prepare for the future. So I'm going to go with an under as well. And we got Jalen Hurts next. Former Alabama / Oklahoma quarterback with at 54.5. What are you feeling?
I'm going under here. I have him going very early second round. I think, like you said, I think New England does slide back into that second round. I think that Jalen Hurts is a possibility to get drafted there.
Yeah, and maybe Bill Belichick, finally becoming to this new game, like adapting to this new game with a running mobile quarterback. I could see that. I, however, am going to put him over. I'm going to go with the over on this.
All right.
Yeah, I see Fromm. It's tough for me to say. I see Fromm going ahead of him, but I think people are going to look past him. But I'm going to go with the over on it, especially since it's the same odds. So I'm going to go with the over 54.5.
All right. We shall see. I'm keeping track of all these picks, by the way, for our records.
For our records.
Yeah.
My record's probably... I'm pretty new at this. This is really James's field. I'm just here for amusement.
Oh, it's my field, all right.
It is exactly. This is your field. I'm new at it.
I invented the game.
I gotta get. I'm just here. I'm learning at the foot of a master right now, and just to get better. So, we got Jonathan Taylor. We're heading over to the running backs now. Both of you and I both did not have a running back going in the first round of our draft. So with our running backs, we got Wisconsin boy Jonathan Taylor at 37.5. What are you feeling? Which way are you going?
Johnny Taylor, I think we're going to be going over 37.5. I think that DeAndre Swift is going to go first to Miami in the second round. And that, I think, is pick number 34. And
we got 39, but right there, yeah. It's Miami's pick 39, yeah.
Pick 39 in the second round?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So I think that DeAndre Swift is going to be the first running back taken, and he's at 39. So I'm going to take the over with Jonathan Taylor, over 37.5.
Yeah. I am going to. I'm going to agree with you. I see him going potentially, even if he does get, even if he does get drafted before DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
It's still, the soonest I can see DeAndre Swift going is 39. So it's the same, because they're back and forth in my mind, to be honest with you, Swift and Taylor. who's going
Yeah.
first. I'm gonna go with over because I don't unless the Chiefs really surprise us. They're the
Mhm.
only team I could see picking a running back in the first round.
That another reason why I think that Taylor would be drafted after Swift is, like I said, I think that Miami is going to be the first team to take a running back in this draft, and we know that weather comes into play a lot in these picks, and I think that a lot of people was complaining about how, like you talked about Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers because it's warmer.
Yeah,
I want to put the ball in the Heat. So I think you also have to look at players who played in the Heat, and DeAndre Swift is playing for Georgia, so he's used to that scorching heat.
right. You're going against Florida. You're going against that
Right.
Southeast Conference.
Right. So I think he's going to be used to the weather, and I think Miami is a perfect landing spot for him. He's used to playing in the
Right.
heat.
Maybe Jonathan Taylor would probably be better suited for a place like Pittsburgh, who also is in need of a running back.
Yeah.
Or Kansas
Pittsburgh,
City, who's
Buffalo.
also in need of a running back. Buffalo, right? No, you're right on that. And unfortunately, FanDuel only gives us J.K. Dobbins, and we don't have DeAndre Swift right in front of us right now. But we got J.K. Dobbins, who you had on your bust list. He's at 44.5.
Oh boy, that is a hard one. Dobbins at 44. I think with Dobbins at 44.5, I don't know if that's possible. I do believe Taylor gets drafted before Dobbins. I'm going to say over 44.5 just because I think it's going to go Swift, Taylor, Dobbins. And Dobbins might slip. I don't think he'll slip into the third round, but late second round. So I would take the over 44.5.
I got you.
Normally no, but this year is special.
Yeah, I think he's a good receiving running back. So I could see him maybe going to Tampa to be with Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to go with I'm going to go with the over on
Over
J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with you and go over. And I am currently looking for Swift, DeAndre Swift over and under as we speak.
Yeah, didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. It's the latest I see is from 3 weeks ago. So, got one for 11 hours ago. Let's see if we got Swift. All we have is that he would be the first running back taken. So
Okay, gotcha.
That's the odds that we got. Yeah. So we move from the running backs to the wide receiver class, which is probably the deepest wide receiver class we've seen in a very long time. So we got Jerry Jeudy first up on our list, and we got him at 12.5. Under. You see him going to the Jags.
Yeah, I have him going 9 to the Eagles.
Oh, right, to the Eagles. Sorry, that was the Jaguars pick. I have him going over in my mock draft.
Did you?
I did. I had him going. No, I didn't. I lied because I had him going to the Raiders, which was at 12. So I'm going to go with under. I'm going to go with the under as well because I had him going 12 with the Raiders.
Yeah, I can't see him sitting around.
Rumor has it that the Jets are that's who they want.
Really?
But that's the rumor mill now, that they want Jerry Jeudy. So
I told you.
It's all up in the air. Yeah. No,
Why-
I have him grabbing CeeDee Lamb though in my draft, and so CeeDee Lamb is at the 12.5 as well.
Under.
Which way? Under. I'm also going with the under on that.
Yeah,
I think both of them will be.
Guys, gone.
Yeah, 100%.
I think I have him going later, but I don't think he's going to sit there. Yeah. Oh no, I have him going at 12.
Yeah, you have him going to the Raiders, and I have CD going to the Jets. So we are both on the same page so far. CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy are both up for grabs. I think whatever one the Jets don't take, or potentially the Jaguars don't take, the Raiders are going to take. And Raiders are at 12. So I think that you're going under on both of those for sure.
Yes.
And now we got Henry Ruggs III, my favorite wide receiver in the draft. What are you feeling at 13.5?
Oh, under.
You have him going under?
I have him going 11 for the Jets.
Right, I forgot that. Forgot that you had that.
Yeah, I have like 15 wide receivers in a row.
You do. I have Ruggs going 13 in my mock draft. I have Philly, San Fran. I hate to agree with you, but I got to go under again because that's what my mock draft says. And San Francisco. Yeah, I can't go against my mock draft. That would look bad.
No, you can't. Because then you're losing money.
Right. So I got to go with the under 13.5. Though I have seen that he is falling rapidly. He's falling all the way down to 21 to the Eagles, who have moving up to get him. But I'm gonna go with under only because it was in my mock draft, and I need to stay loyal to my mock draft.
True, exactly. Yeah, I think that's mostly, how these bets are gonna work. The next one, we know where I'm going with this one.
You hammering that under. Justin Jefferson at 21.5. What do you got?
Way under.
You got him going 15 to the Broncos, correct?
No, I have him going 13 to San Fran.
Right. I have him 21 going to San Fran. So again, I have what the problem that you had with the quarterbacks, with that they're putting them right where I had them. So I am going to go with under as well. I think that he ends up a Eagle if they don't trade, or a San Francisco 49er if the trade does go through.
Right. Yeah, I think Jefferson goes way, 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 way earlier. At least 5 picks earlier than that. That's probably going to be one of my best bets for the week, for sure.
Yeah, no, I think that he goes under as well. I think that you're right on cue with that.
You're laying almost double money, but that's a safe bet, I think.
Yeah, 100%. It is very safe bet. And then we have our first tight end. That neither of us had a tight end going in the first round, with Cole Kmet out of Notre Dame. He is at 45.5. What are you thinking? Pick 45 is Tampa. You say under.
I'm going to say under because I feel like we kind of have to. Are we really going to sit until after the middle of the second round until the first tight end is taken?
Okay, so in the second round, that would be going ahead of 45.5 would be a team like the Texans need a tight end.
That's for sure.
Panthers need a tight end. They're at 38. Lions just drafted a tight end. Bengals, I think, still have Tyler, the guy from Everett. Colts have Jack Doyle. Browns just got Austin Hooper.
Yep.
Jaguars could use a tight end, but that's not their first priority.
No.
Chicago just got rid of their tight end. They need it. They're at 43. And then again, Colts are at 44. They don't need a tight end. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are talking about trading O.J. Howard. But again, tight end is not their biggest need. So it would have to be a team like Carolina or the Texans, Carolina, or potentially the Bears. I don't think Carolina goes the way of a tight end. Chicago might go the way of a tight end. I'm going to go the over on this one, though. I'm going to go over 45.5. 45.5.
Over 45.5?
Yes, over 45.5. All right, I think that leaves us to a quick break before we get into the offensive line. We'll be right back letting you know what we think the offensive line is going to look like, who's going where, and we'll give you our over and unders right when we come back.